This is going to be a tutorial on how to use track changes in Microsoft Word. The Microsoft Word edition that I'll be using here is 2011, which is the most recent edition. So it may look a little bit different on your computer depending upon what Microsoft Word edition you have. Now, each edition that I know of has more or less the same sort of function. It may look a little different, you may find it in a different spot, but you can still use track changes in other editions of Microsoft Word. So the way that you find it in 2011 is going to the review ribbon or side pane. I forget what they call it in this edition. And this will show you all sorts of different sorts of review tools that you have, including comments and track changes, which is essentially what they have in other editions. If you're not sure where to find your reviewing toolbar or side pane, you can go up to your help and you can type in track changes and it will show you how to find it. And then if that's not bringing you to where you want to go, you can type in review and that will show you another area where you could find reviewing tools or track changes. So track changes in your reviewing toolbar basically has two main functions. The first function is to write a comment, which is basically like a teacher writing in the margin of the paper. So you'll highlight the sentence or the section that you want to write a comment about, you click on new comment, and then you write what your comment is. So you could say this is awkward. And as you go on, you can write other comments. And the comments are labeled sequentially. Let's say this comment needs more detail. So now we have multiple comments, and when the student is looking at it, the student can go from comment to comment, and it will just bring them to that comment. So if they wanted to save time, I'm not necessarily suggesting this because then the student will often not reread their entire paper like they should when they're editing it. This is kind of a quick way to see what sorts of comments the teacher has given them. Okay, now the next part of track changes is actually the track changes part, and in order for the track changes to work, you need to turn it on. Now again, it may look a little bit different in the edition of Microsoft Word that you have, but you need to make sure that track changes is on. Now when you have track changes on, any sort of edit you make to the paper is going to be recorded. So if you now want to directly edit the paper, and instead of area, you want it to say habitat, it then records that you have deleted area and that you have put in habitat. Okay, so these are the two main functions that you can do in the track changes and the reviewing toolbar. Now when you are editing it for, say, the final edit, you would want to make sure that the track changes is off. So now when you start typing again, it's not turning into a little comment section, it's not highlighting it in any way, so you can actually just type it. I remember when I was first using track changes, I was really frustrated at why I couldn't make it look like a final draft, because everything that I was typing, it was creating comments and highlighting in red. So you have to make sure the track changes is off. So turn it off. So once you are making your final edits, the student will look through this and say, okay, so my teacher said that this is awkward. So I'm going to delete this comment, and then now I can change it to whatever I would want it to say. So in nature, yada yada yada. Okay, so now the comment is gone, and now I am moving forward. So now if I have an actual edit that I'm looking at, and I want to accept the change, then I am now accepting this change. Now the reason why the habitat didn't actually turn black, it's still highlighted, is because I accepted the change for the deleted item. I didn't necessarily accept the change for this word. So if what I want to do is actually accept this, I would right click on it and I would press accept change. Now sometimes it gets a little finicky and it realizes that there was actually a change in the period here, which is why this little marker indicating that there is something there. So you need to make sure that you accept all of the changes before those actually go away. Now you can see that goes away. Now here we have another comment, and I'm just going to delete it, and we're right back to where we started again with a very clean sheet. And that is a quick little introduction on how to use track changes and the review panel in Microsoft Word.